Hello everyone, welcome to Stitch and Carry Creations. A big thank you to my returning viewers and my subscribers for your support. And if you are new here, I'm happy to have you. Today I will show you step by step how to make this beautiful unisex side bag. It's easy to make and perfect for everyone. Make sure you watch the video to the end. Now let's get started.
So this is the fashion leather I'll be using to make the side bag. I will be explaining the measurement. So the wideness is 10.5 inches while the length is 9 inches. I'll be explaining on how I draft all this out. From that top to that line, I measure 2.5 inches. After that, I curve all the edges. So this is the back side. I'll be adding extra pocket to the back side also. From the top to that point, I measure 2.3 inches. I've also curved the edges of the back side. So I'm done trimming out the edges. You can see the way it looks like, very curved. I'll be cutting the extra pocket out. So this is it after cutting the extra pockets for the front and back. Then I cut out zip cover for the front pocket and the measurement I cut out is 9 by 2 inches. I'll be working on the zip cover first. I've cut out lining for it. I'll fold it into two to curve the edges. I'll place it on a lining and stitch it round together. You can add oil to it so it will be easy when sewing it. I'm done sewing it. I'll trim out the essence lining. I will use taping to tape it from that edge to the last edge. So I've cut out lining for everything. And also zip close for the extra pockets. I'll be working on the front pocket first. I'll place the lining down and take the zip cloth, place it on it, right side facing up. Then I will take the front pocket, the bottom one. I'll place it on it and stitch it together. I'm done stitching it together. Now I will separate the zip cloth. I'll turn it over and top stitch it. I'm done top stitching it. Now I'll be working on the top part of the extra pocket. I'll fold it into two by centralizing it and notch out the midpoint. I'll also notch out the cover pocket. So I'm done stitching it together. I'll place the lining down and take the second zip cloth, place it on it right side facing up, and take this, place it on it and stitch it together. After stitching it, I'll turn it over and top stitch it. So this is the front and the back side. I've joined the zip cloth and the lining together with it. So now the next thing is to use the zip mount to join everything together. I'll fix the zip mount to it. Then I will stitch it round both the front and the back side. You can see I've stitched it round with the lining and I've trimmed out the essence. I've cut out lining for the front part. I place it on a lining and cut out small pieces to cover the start and stop of the cord. I'll place it on the cord wrap and I'll stitch everything together around. When I get to the starting of the cord, I will use the cord wrap to cover it and stitch it. So I'm done sewing cord on it for the front and the back side. Now I'll be cutting out the base. I'll measure both the front and the back side. I'll measure it round. So after measuring it round, the measurement it gave me is 35.5 inches. So what I did is that I used 3 to divide the 35.5 inches, and for the upper base I cut out 16 inches while the lower base I cut out 19.5 inches. You know, if you count 16, it will be 16, 17, 18, 19. So that is what I cut. Why I cut out 16 for the upper base while 19 for the lower base. This is the upper base. I cut out 3.5 by 16 inches. So I divide the 3.5 inches into 2 because of the zip area. So this is the lining. I've cut it out and the measurement I cut out is 18.5 by 16 inches. So I'll be explaining to you on how I get the measurement of the lining. I take the front, I measure it, I measure the length, and the length is 9 inches. So what I did is that I calculate the 9 inches of the front and back side. It give me 18 inches. So I add 5 allowance to it for the sewing allowance, making it 18.5 inches. So for the length of the lining now is now 18.5 inches. So don't forget that for the upper base, the measurement for it is 16 inches. So if you are cutting out the zip cloth, I will cut out 16 inches. So the wideness of the zip cloth will determine the wideness of the lining. So for the wideness of the lining, the wideness will be 16 inches, while the length will be 18.5 inches. That is it. So I'll place the first side of the lining down, then I'll place the zip cloth on it, right side facing up, and take the upper base, one of the upper base, I'll place it on it, right side facing each other, and I will stitch it together. So I've stitched it together. You can see the way it look like. I also did it for the second side also. After that, I will turn it over and top stitch it. I've top stitched it. You can see the way it look like. Now I'll be joining both together using the zip mouth. Now I'll be stitching the both sides of the lining. From the top, you will measure 0.5 inches. From that point of 0.5 inches to the down part, you will stitch it. Likewise for the second side. So I'm done stitching it. You can see I leave the space of 0.5 inches. Then I stitch the rest. So please, I forgot to tell you that if you are stitching the second side of the lining, don't stitch it finish. Just stitch little bit on the top and little bit on the down part, because I'm still going to turn out the leather, so it will be easy to remove out. You can see. So to get the wideness of the lower base, I have to measure this, and the measurement I measure out is 3.5 inches. So I've already cut out the lower base. I cut out 3.5 inches by 19.5 inches. So this is the fashion belt I will be using for the bag handle, and the measurements for the fashion belt is 54 inches or 1.5 inches. So out of the 54 inches, I cut out 3.5 inches out of it for the ring holder. As you can see, I've stitched the ring with the belt to the lower base at the middle. Then I came to the second side, I stitched the long belt on it, right side facing each other. I will be stitching the upper base and the lower base together. And please don't forget the 0.5 inches I have to leave the other time. You open it up and place it on the lower base, then you stitch it together. After stitching it, I will turn it over and top stitch it. So I'm done with the two sides of the base. The next thing now is to join it together with the front and back. I will fold it together where I join the lower base and the upper base together, then notch out the midpoint both sides. I'll take the front side, I'll fold it into two to get the midpoint, then I will notch it out. I'll take the front side and the base, I will join both together, notch point to notch point, and stitch it together. Likewise for the back side also. Now I'm done joining the front and back side together with the base. Don't forget I asked you to leave little inches out of the lining for turning over. So I fixed the ring adjuster to it. If you have been watching my video from day one, you will understand the way how to fix the ring adjuster. Then I also fixed the logo to it. So I've stitched the side of the lining that is left to turn it over. I've stitched it. So the side bag is ready. If you have watched the video to this extent, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, and give your thoughts in the comment section below. Stay tuned for my next video. Bye.